Hey girls, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'll be talking about the things that I wish I knew before I got married. I don't know how long this video is going to take, so I would suggest for you girls to get comfortable, grab yourself a little drink, or maybe a little tea. And now let's start the video. You guys have already seen the beginning of the video, me just introducing myself. I'm so excited that I'm doing like a chit chat video because I haven't done one of those type of videos for a very long time. I actually enjoy sitting down talking to you guys, and I get to share a few things about my life. Me sitting down doing these chat videos gives me the opportunity to open up a little bit, share personal things really. Listen, I wrote down a few notes because this video I really want to make sure it's not all over the place. I'm just trying to make sure that I get to the point and I talk about what I basically need to talk about, you know. This video is going to be about how is it being married from a young age, motherhood, things that maybe you guys want to know. Usually I just do like self-care videos, I do a lot of vlogs, but I don't really share personal things. On this video I'm going to be a little bit more open and I'm going to be discussing my marriage a little bit. I do have a lot of young girls who watches me. Some of you lot subscribe to me, I don't know, maybe because you guys can relate to me, maybe because I'm married, I have kids, and talk a little bit more about my husband, because obviously my husband is not really a social media guy. I wouldn't really say the word never, and he wouldn't really be on my channel, but I don't know, but he's not really a social media type of guy. I'm also going to be talking about and self-love is really important, like when you're married, that you don't lose yourself. But let's just get straight into this video. You guys can see I've got my hair done, but my hair is all pinned back. I'm gonna remove the pin once my makeup is done. So this video is going to be a little come get ready with me chit chat video. I'm not really good at multitasking while I'm doing my makeup, while I'm talking. Oh, I forgot to wear my rings. Let me just put my rings on, because I'm a ring girl. You know what I mean? I like to make sure that my rings are always on. So let me just put my rings on. Alright, so before we do that, I've already done my eyebrows off camera and I've got my lashes on. I went out earlier to get my hair done. Tonight I'm going out, so I just kind of thought, why not, you know, do my come get with me chit chat video. But anyways, I am going to put on my Dior eye patch on. I always like to make sure that I wear my eye patches. We don't want no baggy eyes. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure that we got these eyes on check, especially when you're a mother and you don't get enough sleep. That's my problem. I don't get enough sleep because I'm constantly just taking care of kids working, and then taking care of myself. But these eye patches are so cute. It does give me a bit of bougie vibe, but I'm a bit bougie sometimes, so I don't get them. So I'm just gonna apply the eye patch on. You just have to make sure that you spread it all around. So I've got my eye patch on. Now let's get straight into this video and let's talk, okay? Listen, I'm gonna try to be more open. I'm the type of person, girl, I will say whatever I want to say. I have no filter. I'm very outspoken. I'll basically just say what's on my mind. I don't know if you guys have noticed that by now, but I just like to say whatever I want to say, but I like to be very respectful while I'm saying it, you know. Okay, so let's do the eyeshadow. It's gonna be simple today. I'm gonna use this Kylie Jenner eyeshadow palette. So before I do that, let me just get my notes out. Like I said, I wrote down so much notes, guys. I'm trying to make sure I'm not all over the place. So the first thing I'm gonna be talking about is, when did I get married? Okay, so I got married when I was 21 and I'll be married for 5 years. So do the maths. I don't like saying my age, even though I'm not too old, but just do the maths, okay? So I got married when I was 21 and I've been married for 5 years. This January just passed was our 5 years anniversary, which means I'll be married for 5 years. Me just sitting here right now talking to you guys and doing this marriage video, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't actually think I would have been married for this long. Like, I'm actually grateful, and I would say alhamdulillah that, you know, I'm still married to my husband. You know, it's been 5 years, and yeah, because we've been through a lot together. And when I say we've been through a lot, like, we've been through a lot. So I'm actually really like shocked and surprised that, you know, we're still married. I might have some girls on this channel who are married, or I might have girls on this channel who's looking to get married. So I just want to give you guys a really good advice. At the end of the day, You know, being married, it's not an easy thing. Like I'm telling you guys, it's not an easy thing. Some people think, especially like as a young girl, when you're young, you're just fantasizing, you know, getting married, wearing that beautiful dress, having kids, you know, finding that Prince Charming. You know, every girl has that little dream, and trust me, I was one of those girls, okay? And when I was younger, I always wanted to get married, I always wanted to have kids. I don't know why, but I've always been like that. Like my mom got married really young, she started having a lot of kids from a young age. I think maybe I get it from her, I don't know, but I've always, you know, wanted to get married from a very young age. And I'm so happy that I found my husband and I get to share that with him. But I never thought I would have got married that young, because to think about it, when I was 21, right, I didn't think I was that young. Even though I was young, I didn't know how young I was till now, because obviously now I'm a big woman, I'm grown, okay? So to think about it, what was I thinking about getting married so young? To think about it, it's like, who says that, like, oh, I want to get married from the age of 21? And it's like, I don't know what I was thinking. Very risky of me doing that. I would say right now, like, I'm grateful, and I would say alhamdulillah that I've been married for 5 years. My husband, he's a really good dad, he's a very good husband. But imagine if I rushed and married the wrong guy. Like, I don't know, would I still be married to now? I don't know. But I would say, if I had to go back in time and I had to speak to my younger self, would I really get married from the age of 21? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I didn't think having kids and being married was such a hard work. Honestly, guys, I'm telling you. I know some of you girls might be thinking, what, you didn't know? Didn't you see your mom? Yes, I saw the struggle, what my mom went through. I never thought it was this hard. My mom was actually a really strong person. I used to see her struggle, what she used to go through with my dad, but she never really used to talk about how it affected her mental health. Because listen, my culture and where I'm from, we don't really talk about mental health and things like that. I always say this to her, mashallah mom, you're really, really strong. That's why I always like to give my mom, you know, her credit. I'm like, you did amazing. She raised 8 beautiful kids on her own, guys, as a single mother. And to this day, I'm just like, mom, I applaud you. Like, I respect you. Seriously, guys, I respect my mom so much. Like, she is like my role model. Like, she's like my queen, she's my everything. Honestly, I don't even know what I would do without her. I don't really want to get emotional and cry. I don't really like crying on videos. I'm not the type of girl. So if I had to go back in time, would I really get married from the age of 21? No, I wouldn't. But getting married from the age of 21, was it worth it? Yes, it was worth it. Why? Because I found my husband and I've got my beautiful 2 kids. I would not trade my kids for anything. I love my kids so much. Like, they've changed me as a person. My kids have brought me so much joy, happiness, and just everything. So especially as well, like, I was getting married to my husband from a very young age. I was going through a lot, guys, mentally, a lot, and I was a bit depressed. I didn't really know what depression was. And when I found my husband, I got married, everything, I just started, you know, being so happy. I never really know what happiness was, but when I had my kids, I started feeling so happy. I just completely changed. I started looking at the world differently. Like, before I had my kids, it was just all about me, you know, going to work, getting ready. Everything's just about you. Even when you go to work, you're getting paid. You're just basically taking care of yourself. You're not really sharing your money with anyone. But then when you have kids now, it's like everything has to be shared. Every time when I'm going out, I'm going shopping, the first thing I'm thinking about is, what's my kids gonna eat? What should I buy them? Oh, they need socks, they need underwear, they need that, they need that. It's always about them. And yeah, so it's like your whole life just changes, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And yeah, I could give any of you girls an advice, but obviously you don't have to take it, because I'm not really like a specialist in marriages, or I'm not really a therapist. If you girls are young and you guys are looking to get married, in my opinion, just live life a little bit. The best time to get married is when you're 24 or 25, in my eyes. The mid-20s is the best time to get married, because it's like you still enjoyed your early 20s, you know, you still had your little fun. Because that's one thing that I didn't really realize. Once you get married and you have kids, you don't really get time to go out and socialize and do the things that you used to do when you were like single, you know. And that's one thing that I never really thought through before I got married. I come from a big family, you know, I've got so much siblings. My husband comes from a huge family, he got so much siblings. So obviously I thought, like, yeah, me and him gonna have a little baby, you know, the grandmothers could watch the baby, you know, his sisters, my sisters. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Don't get me wrong, sometimes they do help, And you know, when I have to go work or if I have to do something, that baby is your responsibility for 24/7. I'm telling you, ain't nobody gonna take care of that baby. You have to take that baby everywhere. Like when I say everywhere, everywhere is your responsibility. Ain't nobody looking after that baby. Nobody. One of those parents, I don't really like trusting or leaving my kids with anyone. The only people I like to leave my kids with is my mom or my husband's mom. I wouldn't just leave my kids with anyone. Like, I just wouldn't. You have to be careful who you leave kids with, you know. Anything can happen. Because I'm so desperate to like have a social life, because I'm so desperate to like make sure that I could get my girls' night in. No, like if I can't find a babysitter, someone who I trust, I'm just gonna sit at home, watch a nice movie on Netflix and just have my cup of tea. I don't care, like my kids come first. Once I got married, I realized it's all about your kids. They come first and that's that. Like you basically come second. I want to talk about actually what country my kids are from, because that's something I haven't really discussed, but let's just talk about that. Because I had a few comments before on this channel, people are asking me like, what country is your husband from? As you guys see my kids before, my kids do look fully Somali. In my eyes, they look Somali to me because I'm fully Somali, okay? But let me just talk about what country my husband is from. For those who don't know, but my husband, he's half Somali and half Turkish, which means my kids are quarter Turkish. For those who's wondering, you guys have asked me this question so many times, what country is your husband from, blah blah blah. Now you know, okay? Since you're so noisy. You know, while being married, there's one thing that I realized. 1 second, let me get my shirt. The first couple of years of me being married, not even the first year, but literally through almost my whole marriage, I kind of lost myself, guys. I really wasn't doing anything that I personally love. Like, it wasn't really about me. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I would do little things for myself, but my whole world just became about them. I don't know, I just felt really like lonely, sad. I just felt like a bit lost. You know, I'm just thinking like, whoa, like I've got so much stuff to do. I have to do this for my kids, and I just really wasn't doing anything that I really enjoy for myself. Lastly, I just realized something. Just randomly, me just watching YouTube videos, I just came across this girl's channel. Her name is Hailey. She does a lot of relationship videos. She gives amazing advices. But anyways, randomly I just came across her video. She's talking about like relationships and things like that, and that's when I was like, wait, hold on, I can't just live my life like this. I need to make sure that I need to start enjoying my life more. I need to start doing things that makes me happy. You know, even though like I love my kids, it is about them. I need to start having little things for myself. And especially when you're married, you need to have a discipline, because when you have discipline, your marriage and your life could be more organized and more smooth. If you don't have discipline, you're just going to be all over the place. And I've just realized just past year, like I said, and you guys need to understand, discipline is like self-love, you know what I mean? Just prioritise your time, how you could basically accomplish more things in life. Because if you don't prioritize your time and you don't have a discipline, especially when you're married, you're not really gonna accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in life. Especially when you're married, there's a lot of things that us women that sometimes, you know, we have to sacrifice that we can't really do, because it's like, you know, you have to think about the kids, making sure the house is clean, you know, the kids have like, you're just basically thinking about the things that you're supposed to think about as a mother. So it's really important that, you know, you have discipline when you're married. Even if you're not married, like, have a discipline, guys. It just makes your life so much easier. Once you have a discipline, it equals financial freedom, love, power, and success. You need to make sure that you love yourself. How can you show for other people if you can't show for yourself? Make sure that you guys take care of yourself. It's really important. When you're taking care of kids and you're doing a lot of stuff, you know, you're just tired. Sometimes mentally it can be draining, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of work. Always make sure that you put yourself first. Getting your nails done, doing self-care, getting a facial, include it in your self-care routine, because it could change you a lot as a person. I realized like when I do more things for myself, I'm more happy. When you're in a bad mood or when you're upset, your kids could tell. I'm telling you guys, like, your kids could feel your energy. Because I remember like when my parents used to be upset, I used to feel the energy, guys. It used to give me anxiety. So that's something that I don't really want to do to my kids. When you take care of yourself, you just feel like you're just a better version of yourself, and if you're in a good mood, then the kids will get the best version of you, and that's really important for your marriage and for your kids. I think it's time for me to take off this eye patch. Let me just take this off. I've been talking so much that I'm not even getting anything done. Look, this is so nice. It's like a little white serum, as you guys can see. Let me just remove that. By the way, I'm using my NARS Color Tahoe foundation and my also didn't expunge. Other thing that I want to talk about is when you're married, just make sure that you don't lose yourself. Just don't lose yourself when you're married. But when you lose yourself, you just tend to see yourself falling into that depression pattern, and that's a really dark place to be at, because I've been there before. So all I'm trying to say to you guys is, like, when you're married, just don't lose yourself. Always do the things that you were doing before you got married. Even though, like, when you do get married, because you do have to do some sacrifices. I had to sacrifice so much. I had to sacrifice my job, my body. My body is not the same. Like, my body is never going to be the same, and I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, I wasn't actually okay with it for a very, very long time, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's okay. You could always do a few changes, and you could go to the gym and just work on it, because I've just had my daughter last year, so I'm still working on my body. We do make a lot of sacrifices as a mother. Just always do the things that you were doing before you got married. Like, don't lose yourself, you know, and don't lose your independence. I'm telling you guys, as a sister, don't lose yourself and don't lose your independence, because when you're married, anything can happen. You don't know if your husband could turn on you, if he could change. Sometimes they could change on you out of nowhere. So it's like, always make sure that you financially you're okay, you're still independent, because I remember this 2022, us women, we do have a lot of opportunities to start making our own money. We got so much opportunities that we never used to have, like, back in the day. Just always make sure that you're independent and financially you're good, because when you're married, sometimes you could go through something called financially abuse. I see that happening to a lot of girls. So always make sure that you have your own money, you're doing your own thing. When you have your own money and you're independent, you're financially good, your husband can't really say anything. Like, he knows regardless if he's with you or if he's not with you, you'll be good. But when a guy sees you, you're losing yourself and you're not independent and you rely on him for everything, that's when he's gonna walk all over you, treat you like shit. Honestly, I'm telling you guys, that's when they start treating you like shit. That's when they start taking off the mask. I'm saying, these men are funny. I remember, like, when I first got married to my husband used to always tell me, like, oh, don't work, don't do this, don't do that, I'll take care of the bills, which I appreciate and I love that. I was fine with it for the first year, but then after that, I see myself getting bored at home. Like, I've always been like a working girl. When my husband met me, I was working full time. All of a sudden, like, I'm just sitting on the sofa, breastfeeding, watching TV, taking care of the kids. When the kids are going to bed, I'm not doing anything. So we're just the same routine over and over again. I can't live my life like that. I don't see myself just being a housewife. Like, honestly, there is women out there who loves to be a housewife, who just loves to be at home, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. But with me personally, I just can't be sitting at home and just raising kids. I just can't. I'm sorry, like, it's 2022. I'm not just gonna be at home and just wait for you when you're coming home. I need to make sure as well that I'm making my own money, I'm doing my own thing. And even right now, like, you know, I have a part-time job and I do YouTube as well. Me just doing this right now, it makes me happy, because it's like, when I do YouTube, I feel like I'm in my own little bubble, if you know what I mean. So it's like, I do things that makes me happy. I know some of you lot might not believe this, but I actually never thought that I would be one of those girls that will actually do YouTube. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So I never really saw myself doing that, but anyways, I did it in the end. The point of the story is, make sure that you're still independent, you're still doing your own thing. Like, make sure you're just doing your own thing, because when you know you're doing your own thing, like, mentally, you feel more comfortable in your own marriage. Because think about it, like, these men are not reliable. Imagine if one day your husband just packed his things and he just left, or imagine if one day he just cheated. Like, you just never know. Honestly, you just never know. You know, God forbid that ever happening. But I'm just saying, like, you just never know. Where I'm from and the way I got raised, I've seen a lot of stuff in my childhood. Anything is expected from these men. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is, do I get along with my in-laws? Do I have a relationship with my in-laws? I'm not really going to say a lot about my in-laws, because obviously, you know, my kids have a relationship with them and that is my husband's family. But I don't really have, like, you know, close relationship like that. And that's okay. Not everyone's gonna get along, you know. And that's fine with me. I don't have to have a relationship with everybody, you know, for my in-laws. I don't have to, you know, as long as mutual respect and they don't get disrespectful, then I'm okay with that. If I had to give you guys advice about in-laws, I would say what's that? Yeah. Make sure you guys get to know the in-laws before you get married. I'm telling you guys, make sure you do, because you get to see a lot of different things and once you get married to your man. But I'm not going to be discussing too much, because at the end of the day, it is my husband's family. I don't really have that close a relationship with my in-laws. Honestly, I always hear crazy stories about in-laws. I've never really seen people really get along with the in-laws like that. By the way, I've got my notes here, so if you guys keep seeing me looking down, I've got some few notes that I wrote down. When you got married, what changed during that marriage? Did your husband change on you? Was he moving different? This is what I believe, okay? And this is my opinion. When you marry someone, or when you travel with someone, or when you live with someone, that's when you get to know them properly. That's when you see their true color. That's when you get to see everything. So with me, I've known him for a long time, by the way, guys. I've known my husband since I was 16 years old. Dated when I was 16 years old. He was my first boyfriend, and then we broke up, and then when we broke up, we got back together again when I was 20, I think. Yeah, 20. I don't really remember exactly the year. He was always fine, whatever, don't get me wrong. But I feel like I got to know my husband properly when we traveled. We went for a honeymoon. Like, I don't really know if I want to share this with you guys. This is kind of a bit funny and weird, but I'm just going to share it with you guys. When me and my husband went for a honeymoon in Morocco, I got to see a different side of him. Like, it wasn't like that bad, but it was a bit like immature, because like I said, guys, we did get married really young. Certain things that I wouldn't do now, and there's certain things that he wouldn't do now because we're grown, that we did back then because we was really young. And he was like very immature, and I'm not even gonna lie, like I used to date people older than me before I met my husband. So that I was even surprised with myself that I dated someone that was my age, you know. When we went to a honeymoon and we came back, I remember we were on the flight, right? I'm using this the Charlotte Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. But anyways, I remember, right, when we came back from a holiday, we were sitting on the plane. I remember, like, you know, we were ordering food, whatever, right? You know, I finished all my money. And he had a bit of money left. He had £500 cash, and then he had a £5 note. And bear in mind, guys, I didn't have nothing, okay? I didn't have no money, nothing, okay? All my money finished. Alright, cool. It was time, you know, to order food, whatever, right? And I was constantly hungry, guys. So I was ordering my food, and then I tried to order lasagna, and then he was just like, oh, actually, let's just order one and we share. If you know me, you know me, I don't like sharing my food. I just don't. Like, I'm the type of person, like, if we're going to go out to eat and you want me to get your meal, I'll get your meal, but I'm not going to share my meal. Like, I don't share my plate. Like, I just don't. So the woman came, and then I tried to order my food, and yeah. He was like, no, we're gonna order one because I've only got £5 and I don't want to touch my other money because I don't want to like exchange that. So let's just share that. And I'm like, no, you've got £500, I need my lasagna. And he's like, no, we're gonna share it. I was like, is this what we're doing? I was like, we're on a honeymoon, darling. This is how you're gonna talk to me? And he was like, no, I don't really want to like buy two. We could just share because I'm not really feeling that hungry. Babe, it's not about you. Like, your wife is hungry, so I need my own lasagna. And he was like, no. So I was like, cool. So then my guy ordered one lasagna and he was eating on his own. Guys, can you imagine? And I was like, oh my God, I was so paid. I was like, I'm gonna record this, my iPhone out, and I was recording it, and I was like, watch when we land. I just couldn't believe that he ate in front of me, okay? And he did that, and he was smiling as well. I don't know if I still got the video on my phone, but I'll try to see if I can find the video. Ate the food, whatever, and I didn't eat nothing. As soon as we landed, I was like, fuck off. Ordered my cab, tried to go home, and he's like, I'm sorry, babe, blah blah blah. He was laughing, like he actually thought it was funny, and then he was just like, no, like calm down, it's not that deep, it's not like I starved, just let's share, but you didn't want to share. As soon as I got back home, when I first got married, guys, I was still living at my mom's house, and he was still living with his mom. It's normal, you know, sometimes you still live with your parents when you get married, because we were still saving up to move out. So I was still living at my mom's house, and then I just ran home and I was like to my mom, like, yeah, he's so mean, he ate lasagna in front of me. I don't know why I was upset about lasagna, but anyways, the point of the story is, guys, like, you get to know someone more when you travel with them. I never thought my husband would eat lasagna in front of me, but he did that. So I was just in my room thinking, like, does that mean I'm gonna have to deal with an immature guy through my whole marriage? I was like, oh my God, he's so immature. I was like, what should I do? He apologized, whatever, and I just forgave him. We used to argue about the most petty thing ever. We survived through it, you know? What I'm trying to tell you guys is, like, being married is really, really hard work. Joke aside, you need to make sure that, you know, you are very patient. If you're not patient in your marriage, then I don't know, guys, like, it's really gonna be hard to like survive in that marriage. Like, you need to make sure you're patient, you need to make sure you got your communication skills on point, like you always need to make sure that you really express how you feel. I'm a very like emotional person. Just always make sure that you guys always express how you feel in your marriage. You always communicate. You always tell your husband how you feel. And sometimes, you know, some men do like to shut you down and be like, it's not that deep. When I'm talking about how I feel, yeah, and I'm expressing my emotion and someone shuts me down, I get so angry. I don't know about you guys. Don't try to shut me down when I'm out here expressing myself. Like, don't do that. Sometimes, like, I remember, like, if I was going through things in my marriage, I would just be on my own. I would have an argument with my husband, and I would just like, you know, be in the house by myself and just be my own thoughts. Like, I wouldn't call my friends or tell my friends like what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with. And that's something that I really regret, because I feel like it's really important that you really have like a good friendship group around you when you're married. Sometimes you do need that sister support if you're going through something like with your husband. With me, like, I'm a very private person. I always try not to share too much with certain people, because like I told you guys before, like I've had friends who I've shared certain information with and they've used it against me, or they just spread it around. So it's like me, I'm very like serious about who I tell my business to. You can't just be telling your business to anybody, you know. You need to really make sure who you tell your business to. But like I said, guys, just make sure that you do have a very good sisterhood and friendship, someone that you can tell your problems to. And if you don't have a lot of friends, then maybe talk to your mom or your sisters. You know, it's really important that you talk to someone. It doesn't have to just be married, by the way. Even if you're someone who's just in a relationship or who's dating someone, if you're going through something, talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk about it. Don't be in your own, don't be in your own thoughts, don't be thinking, don't be overthinking. I did that, and that was one of the biggest mistakes in my life. It's not a nice thing, so don't be doing that. The reason why I feel mentally more happy is because I start doing things that makes me happy. I start going out more, I'm socializing more, I'm getting myself out of my comfort zone. When you spend a lot of time at home, guys, you start overthinking a lot, and that's something that I'm trying to run away from. Like, no, please promise me, like, if you're someone who's going through something, get cute, do some self-care, go out. Once you get cute, you just feel so much better about yourself. Like, I don't know about you guys, but with me, like, when I do my hair, my makeup, it just makes me feel good straight away, you know. I just want to talk about as well, people breaking up, why those people get divorces so quickly. My personal opinion is, but I'm using the slick highlight, a lot of people think sometimes it's greener on the other side. They get comfortable, they think, you know, by leaving their partner, you know, they can find someone like that, someone quickly. A lot of people are they're not really saving their marriage the way they used to, and they're not as patient as they used to. A lot has to come down to social media, and you know, they see like a lot of like, you just basically think like there's something out there, but people need to understand like social media is a fake life, guys. It's a fake life, it's not a real thing. I actually know someone personally who thought, oh, let me just break up with this person, I'm gonna find someone like that, and when they didn't, they were a bit disappointed, and they were like, oh my god, I actually should have just stayed with my husband. If you guys are married, or even if you guys are in a relationship, you guys have kids, don't be too quick to give up. I believe like if you're going through like domestic violence, or if someone's cheating on you, then girl, go ahead, do what you need to do, okay? You go ahead and do what's best for you. But you know, if it's something like small and it's petty, if it's something that you could work on, don't break up your marriage because of that. I'm using my Coke matte lip liner for my lips. If you feel like it's something small, don't try to break up your marriage or your relationship because of that, especially if kids are involved. If it's something like a big deal, then obviously I understand domestic violence, or if someone's cheating on you. Because me personally, if someone's cheating on me, then I'm not accepting that, you know. Let me just do my lips. Just finished doing my lips. You know, just work through it and see what you could do. Now let's talk about motherhood. First, let me just apply my Huda Beauty anniversary lipstick. I'm gonna apply my Kiko 3D hydrated lip gloss in number 19. Okay, so now let's talk about when I had my kids. Like I told you guys earlier in the video, when I had my kids, it was just like my whole life just changed. I remember like when I had my son, like, I literally had anxiety when I came out of the hospital. With my first child, I don't know what I'm doing, even though I thank my mom so much. She did give me like a lot of advices, and she did tell me like what to do, what not to do. I remember like when my son was born, like if he had like a little cold, if he was sick, just any little thing, I would just run to the A&E, because obviously I was a first time mom. I didn't know what to do. Always just searching on Google what to do, what to give my child. Let me just take off this pins while I'm talking to you guys. You know, you're just learning everything like yourself. And then when I had my daughter, so easy, because I have more experience now. Like, I know what to do, what to buy, I know what to give her. Even if she gets ill, if she has a cold, I know what to do. I prepared myself more with my daughter, but with my son, I was really young, so it was just like rush, rush, rush. So when you have kids, just make sure that you do your research and about what formula to buy. Now let's talk about friendships while being married. I think it was different, but with me, when I got married, a lot of my friendships changed. I think some friends, they sometimes can't really accept that you're married, and they can't really see you have kids. Like, they like to invite you out for like partying, inappropriate things, and I'm just like, now there's certain things that I basically can't do, and some friends unfortunately just can't respect that. If you're someone who's basically just got married, or if you're looking to get married, even if you're just in a relationship, just make sure that you stay away from certain friends. But I remember when I got married, like my first year, they would take me out and I would just completely forget the time. Well, some friends are not happy for you. A lot of people sometimes like to see like your downfalls, like when you're married. Sometimes like I see people and they'll be like, oh my god, you're still married, and I'm just like, what's that supposed to mean? Like, oh, you're still married? Divorce is becoming like a trend now, expecting me to get divorced. But I just think in my eyes that people are so quick for your downfall, guys. If you're married or if you're not married, that's just how people are, in my opinion. I think when you get married, you get to see who's really there for you. I think honestly a real friendship is someone, like, even if you get married, you can still go out, you can still do things together. There's some friends who will be like, oh, she's a mom now, she's married now, she can't be coming out with us. We should be enjoying this experience together, even though if you're not married. Because with me, I still go out with people and I still have friends who's not married. They just automatically think like when you're married, like you're just basically boring, and I'm just like, ugh, what's wrong with these people? Alright, I've got my big comb, so let me just comb through my hair. Sometimes you don't really know who has your best interest, so just make sure that you protect yourself. If I feel like your energy is off or your energy is not right, I'm gonna stay away, girl. I had this one friend, I remember every time we used to argue, she would be too quick to come for my kids, for my husband. If we're gonna argue and you wanna have a problem with me, then cuss me, say anything about me, I don't care. Don't speak about my kids and my husband. Don't be thinking after you finish cussing my kids and my husband, then me and you're gonna be cool later on, because that's not gonna happen. So I had this one person that I was friends with a very long time. She came for my kids, she came for my husband, she came for me when I was heavily pregnant. I can't even believe that I was in a toxic friendship, and I didn't even know I was in a toxic friendship. How can you even like argue with a woman who's heavily pregnant? I would never argue with a woman who's pregnant. It's just very disrespectful, it's very distasteful, it's just nasty, in my eyes. Alright guys, so just because I finished my makeup and my hair, I don't know, what do you guys think? I think it's cute, and I need to hurry up because I've got somewhere to go to. I really wanted to do this sit down video and chit chat with you guys. I don't know how this video is going to turn out to be honest. I was just all over the place when I was talking. I'm going to end the video right here. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys like and comment and subscribe and turn on your post notification. If you guys really enjoyed today's video and you guys would like to see more videos like this, and just me just sitting here and being vulnerable with you guys and talking more and giving you guys more advice and tips on marriages and relationships and things like that, comment down below, let me know, girl, and hopefully I'll be back very soon on your timeline. Bye.